friends, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. First of all, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. I know everyone is so busy preparing and getting ready for Christmas and maybe even for the New Year's. So thank you so much that you are taking some time to watch my video. I really do appreciate it very much. So today's video is going to be very special for me because I am going to share with you my Christmas eggnog, and I so love that stuff, you guys. And yeah, unfortunately we don't have it here in the grocery stores, but of course you can find recipes online, and I did that I think after my first visit to the United States, and when I got introduced to eggnog while grocery shopping. So yeah, when I got home I thought that was something I needed to try. So I went online and I tried some recipes, and over the years I made it my own. So yeah, you guys, if you are interested in seeing how I make my Christmas eggnog, then keep on watching. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this recipe. Well, you can either use regular sugar or condensed milk. That's choice is up to you. I'm going to be using some whole milk and some coffee milk, and the reason that I use coffee milk is to make it very rich and creamy. And I'm going to use half of the regular milk and half of the coffee milk. And to make it even more creamier, I'm also going to be using whipped cream. You're going to be needing eggs for this recipe, some vanilla sugar, some nutmeg, and I like using the real stuff and not the powdered nutmeg. So and this is optional, you guys. If you do not want this with alcohol, it tastes just as good without, but I am going to make this recipe with some white rum and some amaretto. So you guys, if you are looking for an easy and simple recipe without raw eggs, because I just do not want to take any chances or risk, so this recipe is with cooked eggs, and it's again a very simple and easy homemade eggnog. So let's get started.
Use a large bowl for this because you're going to be adding the milk to this bowl as well. So start cracking up your eggs. I wanted to have a large serving, so I am using 12 eggs for this recipe. Next, you beat up the eggs really well to make them loose and to create a nice and smooth mixture. Now we're ready to add our sweetened condensed milk. You can use this to your liking. I ended up using the entire can for this recipe. And now mix the eggs and the sweetened condensed milk well together. I am using a whisk here, but you can use whatever you like, a fork or a spoon. Now it's time to heat up the milk. For this you want to use a large pan as well, because all the mixture will be going into this pan also. On the spot I decided to make a larger serving, so I used the entire package of the whole milk, and now I am adding the 2 packages of the coffee creamers. There are 2 tricky parts to this recipe, and this one is the first. You want to heat up the milk really slow. You do not want it to burn, and you certainly do not want it to boil. So really slow, you heat it up to temperature, and you see the steam coming off, and this is how you want it. Meantime, I'm adding 4 packages of vanilla sugar. Of course, you can add more or less to your taste. I do not want it to be extremely sweet, so I'm using just 4 packages. And then you mix it up really well to a nice smooth mixture. And now it's time for the second tricky part, adding the hot milk to the egg mixture. You want to do this really slow, and while you add it, stir the egg really well, because you do not want to have scrambled eggs and you do not want to add the eggs to cook. When you are done adding a large amount of the hot milk, you can go ahead and add the rest of the hot milk to the mixture. To make sure the eggs are cooked really well, I am putting back the mixture into the pan and starting to heat it back up. And while heating it up, you constantly want to stir this mixture and keep it on a low fire, and do it very slowly again, because you do not want the mixture to boil or to burn. This process is going to take about 6 to 8 minutes, because you want the mixture to thicken up a bit as well. In the meantime, I'm going to whip up the cream to make it a bit more airy and fluffy, so that we can add it to our mixture. Now that the milk is done and the eggs are cooked, I'm going to add the whipped cream to this mixture. We are almost at the end of this recipe. Now I am adding the nutmeg, and you can use as much or as little as you like for this recipe. Because this is a cooked recipe, we are going to strain this mixture to get out all the possible egg chunks that were created during the cooking process. By cooking the eggs really slow, you minimize the egg chunks in this mixture. As you can see in the strain next to me, there were hardly any. So the last part to this recipe, and this is completely optional, so you do not have to use any alcohol. I am adding the rum and the amaretto, and if you do, you have to do this at the end, because if you cook the alcohol, it will evaporate during the cooking process, so you want to add this at the end of the cooking process. Unfortunately, I lost the footage where I put my eggnog into the container. The last step to this process is to chill the eggnog in the refrigerator, and best is to do this overnight.
So you guys, and that brings this video to a conclusion. I have poured myself some eggnog. It is still warm, but I love this stuff so much that if you serve it to me warm or hot, hot or cold, I don't mind, but it's best of course served chilled. But yeah, that will be my next class, but this one is just to taste it. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the description box below what you think. I always love to hear your thoughts on my videos. So for now, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to wish each and every one of you a very merry, blessed Christmas, and I hope to see you again in my next video really soon. Bye.